Hello all, so we're going back 4 years to an artist. I'm rubbing my hands here because I'm looking forward to this. It's Dan Vasc with The Last Goodbye. He's covering a Billy Boyd song. Who starred in the movie, we all know that. And any Tolkien fans out there. Not really going to explore the myth and mythology behind the song, more the meaning of the song. But you have to add some context about the movie. And I'm going back to 75 when I read these. No, 70... I would say 76, 77. The Hobbit cartoon came out in 77, and that's when I remember the 4 armies. But then, I think, was it Bilbo added in a 5th? But that was the Eagles, and I can't remember. Tolkien guys, let me know. But why that? Why this? Why now? Well, I swapped a coffee machine for these. So I had a coffee machine I wasn't using, and I didn't want to sell it, but my brother wanted a coffee machine, so I gave him a wish list of 2 things, and I got these, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, illustrated, hardback, awesome, gorgeous, gonna read them again, gonna put them out the way so I don't destroy them. But now we're gonna get back into the song. So yes, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan. And yes, I know the Billy Boyd song, but I've never heard Dan sing it, so here we go. And I'm always intrigued what he does. I'll link in his videos, multiple reactions I've done. It's got a lamentful tone already.
I saw the light fade from the sky. On the wind I heard a sigh. As the snowflakes cover my fallen brothers, I will say this last goodbye.
Just in the first 30 seconds, I saw the light fade from the sky. So you've got that morning. On the wind I heard a sigh. As the snowflakes cover my fallen brothers, I will say this last goodbye. So you've got the stages of grief being covered in there. You've got the hero's return. That's in there. You've got mourning and the melancholia, which I've just mentioned. But it's healthy. It's healthy. But it's also in the context of the movie, and we'll get into that and the whole 6 films a little bit. I'll touch on it. But just also the song itself, what it means to me when I look at it now. But it was quite obvious in the movie what it meant, which is even easier and better. And look at Dan. He is definitely Middle-earth dressed.
Night is now falling, so ends this day. The road is now calling,
The journey on.
and I must away over here.
That's the acceptance of grief and moving on to a new journey, to a new archetypical journey. But it's also the remembrance, the lament, the ode. But look at him. He's the consummate performer for me, because he would never have had multi-million-pound budgets for videos, because it's all done by himself. But just look, there's a seriousness, the tone in his voice. And Billy Boyd's version is really softer, but this has the same edge to it. He's not drifted off. He sometimes reinterprets covers, but he's always faithful to them. Definitely in this one. 2 seconds, guys, here's my door. Oh, it wasn't the door. I think maybe Sauron's not happy that I'm covering something powerful and positive from Middle-earth. Well, let's not do that again. So yeah, it's just the way Dan presents things. Let's carry on.
And under tree, through lands where never light is shone, by silver streams that run down to the sea. Under cloud, beneath the stars, over snow and winter's morn, I turn alas to paths that lead home, and though where the road then takes me.
His vocally rolls it. He just rolls that with a second breath there. And you can't even tell. He just goes into one and uplifts into another when the tone of the song changes. He does it so beautifully. And though the road when takes me, I cannot tell. We come all this way, but now comes to the day to bid you farewell. Now we know that's the conclusion. And obviously The Hobbit was turned into 3 movies, 297 pages into 3 movies, well done. And a lot of it was based on the appendices, but this song just written by the producers, creators, and actors of the movie. Not a songwriter per se. They wrote a great song, and it's very folky, but it has those strings, and the strings, that orchestral element, gives it that further gravitas. Yeah.
I cannot tell. We came all this way, but now comes the day to bid you farewell. Many places I have been, many sorrows I have seen, but I won't regret, nor will I forget all who took that road with me.
Many places I have been, many places I have been, many sorrows I have seen, but I don't regret, nor will I forget all who took that road with me. So that's remembering the legacy. And it's from an adult perspective, who's someone who's mourned and overcome, and is now in that stage of, I won't forget, I'll carry the story with me. And stories are important. The story, and Tolkien wrote this, he knew that. It's the stories, human nature, human life, human existence, everything we do is built upon and shared through stories. So this is just a beautiful story, and the psychology is very clear. This is somebody who's come to terms with what, not thou shalt not pass, but what has passed. So it's not this guy, legend, it's this guy.
Night is now falling, so ends this day. The road is now calling, and I must away over hill and under tree, through lands where never light is shone, by silver streams that run down.
So this is a song about the collective memory of those in a mythical world, but it's a lament to real battles and archetypes and heroes that live in this world, because that's how Tolkien wrote. And it's beautiful, it's seamless. This is a battle lament, but you could take it from the battlefield of history. It wouldn't matter. This is just the history of Tolkien's beautiful works. And the way Dan sings it never veers from that. He never, although his voice is more powerful than Billy Boyd's, and Billy Boyd deliberately dropped it to a more reverential tone, the reverence is still here. You can still tell it's a lament. That's why I like this. I like when Dan does this. Yeah, I like it a lot.
To the sea.
See the distant look.
To this memory.
You see how he looked away to the sea, then brought it back and focused on us. That's not accidental. He knows what he's doing. Yeah.
I will hold with a blessing. I will go to turn the last to paths that lead home. And though
does it again.
That takes me, I cannot tell. We came all this way, but now now comes the day to bid you farewell.
Look, there it is, the prayerful moment, the remembrance.
I bid you all a very fond farewell.
See, when I watch Dan as an artist, and I'll come back to the song, I have to remember this is not shoestring budget nonsense. This is just him and what he needs to do to vocally, to pay homage to the song, to physically share that so it's not disparate, but it also doesn't become a parody. He doesn't overplay it. He doesn't become Python-esque. You know, it's not Monty Python. It's not the Holy Grail. It's beautifully done. And then the song itself, it's a cinematic and psychological farewell. It's closing the book, if you like, for want of a better statement. And I love that. It also closes with the roads calling again. Yeah. And that it isn't Middle Earth's goodbye in the song, it's theirs. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'll link Dan's in. I've probably not. It was never about Tolkien. It was never about Lord of the Rings. I'm not an expert. I've read them. I love them. I understand some of the history behind why Tolkien wrote it, but that's not what this is about. This is about Dan Vasc, the song, where it came from and where it takes you. And what has Dan done with that? He's done it perfectly. He's done it perfectly for me. There's added value, and you get to see an artist who you really admire do a song that you admire from a movie and a series and a trilogy and books that you've grown up with. Thanks, Dan, and thanks, everybody. Till next time. Oh, get subscribed. Come on, join in. This channel needs to grow a bit so I can get some more ideas. It's not growing for subscribers, it's growing for more musical ideas. The more of you that join in, the more you tell me to go and do different things, like I've done a couple of days ago with Jackson Brown, like I did with Evo, like I've done with Dan Vasc. I found him because you told me to go and find him. Aurora and Lara Fabian and all different kinds of artists that you've all said, oh, that's something I like, that you like this and you might like that. Go and see that. Or can I ask for that, Alan? Get in, subscribe. Otherwise, it's just me rabbiting on about songs I like all the time, which I'm quite the narcissist, so I will do. Till next time, guys. Take care.